PaRappa the Rapper is one of the earliest music-oriented games created that inspired a plethora of other similar style games, such as Friday Night Funkin', and of course, being a kids game, it has a really weird storyline comprised of the 3 games in the series and the anime adaptation set before the events of the first game. It comprises of 30 episodes, and I spent an entire portion of the day watching only its first episode and parts of its last episode, both of whom also have extremely weird storylines. PaRappa is an intelligent humanoid-like dog living in a town of PaRappa. It's either that he is named after the town or that his ancestors discovered this town because his father's name is Papa PaRappa. PaRappa, along with his friends PJ, Katie, and Sunny, are watching a movie at the cinema called Jet Baby, which is the equivalent of me watching Oppenheimer at the theater. After watching the movie, they go towards the nearest burger palace where they order a number
9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
And it is here that we discover that PaRappa has a crush on Sunny. He finds her so hard that he has to order a glass of water at a fast food joint, which is weird. While eating their food, a bunch of bullies come and disrupt their peaceful session, all while hitting on Sunny. I don't know what anyone sees in her. I mean, her full name is Sunny Funny, and she's not even funny, just funny looking. While the bullies are bothering them, Joe Chin appears from the toilet to save the day by yapping, which PaRappa takes to heart, thinking that he needs to be a hero like him. So he goes to the local dojo to learn karate. But first, he's gotta believe and go into a heated rap battle against the master of the fruits dojo, Master Onion, who is in no way a fruit. So after a heated battle, PaRappa learns the basics of karate. The next day, PaRappa and friends are enjoying their ice cream on a nice sunny day, and suddenly Joe Chin appears in his long limousine, and you can tell that he is definitely compensating for something. He takes the girls with him to the beach while PaRappa and PJ have to sit at the back. PaRappa wishes that he could get a license so that he could drive Sunny anywhere he wants. And so he heads to a local DMV and challenges the instructor to a rap battle, which he of course wins and gets his driver's license. 10 minutes after getting his license, he wrecks his father's car in an accident. Good job, PaRappa. Rightly panicked, PaRappa goes to the nearest flea market to learn how to earn a quick buck, so that he could buy his father a new car. He meets a Jamaican chameleon who teaches him how to scam people by rapping, and soon PaRappa earns enough cash to buy a new car. The next day, it's Sunny's birthday, and PaRappa is on cake duty, which he immediately ruins after a heated yap session from Joe Chin. So PaRappa goes to a cooking show and learns how to make a fish cake from a giant chicken, by rapping and believing, of course. After finishing the cake, the gang goes to a park to celebrate Sunny's birthday, and after the day is almost over, Katie and PJ leave the two of them alone. It seems everything is going well for PaRappa until he gets a bad stomachache and has to drive Sunny home quickly. Sunny, being the bitch that she is, finds PaRappa manly and attractive because he is in pain. On the way back, he has to stop by a gas station to fill his gas, as well as take a huge shit. But there's a giant line at the toilet, and it's none other than his previous senseis, who get into a rap battle with PaRappa to see who's worthy for the Game of Thrones. PaRappa defeats each one of them and relieves himself before heading back to Sunny, who notices that he's not in pain anymore and loses interest in him. Then comes the end of the game, where PaRappa takes Sunny to a club on a date. He also gives her a flower, which is odd because she herself is a flower. This is the equivalent of my girlfriend offering me a dead body as a gift. He drives her to the club, where he performs on stage one final rap, and they both then go to the cinema to watch a movie. The second game in the series is a spin-off from the original and follows the story of a humanoid lamb called Lammy. The game starts off just like the first game, with Lammy and her friends, who are also the mutual friends of PaRappa, watching a movie in the cinema and making their way to the same burger place. The same bullies come to terrorize the group, but instead of Joe Chin yapping to save the day, Katie gives Lammy the guitar so that she could switch from her shy personality to a confident one and beat up the bullies before the title card shows up. We then find Lammy making her way to the stage for her performance. Since she is late, she is in a very anxious state, recalling that the reason for her lateness is that she was in a rap battle at a gas station just like PaRappa was in the first game. She makes her way on stage only to be surprised by Master Onion being their band's lead vocalist. Nevertheless, she rocks hard before realizing that her guitar is not really a guitar but is actually a vacuum cleaner. Losing her confidence, Onion gives her some words of advice, telling her that she can believe that she has a guitar in her mind, always to give her confidence, and he basically brainwashes her to think that she has to listen to the word casino to get in her full form. Suddenly, she wakes up, being glad that it was a dream until realizing that she only has 15 minutes left till her show starts. She quickly dresses up and heads for the club, only to be stopped by a building on fire. She asks the fireman to let her through, and the prick hands her the hose to put the fire out. This guy should be fired for negligence. She then imagines the hose to be a guitar and uses her newfound confidence to get rid of the fire. As a token of gratitude, she is handed tons of pizzas, which bloats her and gets her, fat. And she gets mistaken for a pregnant lady by a caterpillar midwife who takes her in to give birth. Once she finds out that Lammy is not pregnant, the caterpillar hands her a baby to nurse them back to sleep. Lammy imagines the baby to be a guitar and makes it fall asleep. She soon realizes that she has 8 minutes left and quickly gets outside to quickly board an already flying airplane, using her stolen skateboard. There she finds a bipolar pilot of the plane who forces her to be her co-pilot, and she then imagines the steering wheel of the plane to be her guitar, and she flies the plane to her destination and crash lands in a parking lot, possibly killing hundreds of people. She then realizes she only has 3 minutes left and that she has lost her guitar, so she heads to the nearest guitar shop and asks for a guitar, saying that she will do anything. The creepy shop owner gets his chainsaw and tells her to help him make a new guitar. And you guys know what happens next. She imagines that the chainsaw is a guitar, and using their newfound confidence, she chops down a tree in the shape of another guitar. Oh no. Now realizing that she only has 2 minutes left, she heads outside and slips off a banana peel and dies and goes to hell, which is pretty dark if you think about it. But then again, she did kill hundreds of people when she crash landed that plane. Now here she has to help Vital Idol during her concert, and she agrees to send her back to Earth using a fax machine, which prints out her evil twin called Rami. Nothing happens except that she returns to her dead body and reaches the club for her gig with 1 minute left and finally performs with her band, the Milk Cans. Not gonna lie, the ending song is actually pretty good, and you can see PaRappa and Rami in the crowd vibing. Then comes the third game, which is a direct sequel to the first game as well as the Lammy game, and it actually has a storyline that is somewhat interesting. Starting with the nightmare sequence where PaRappa is attacked at a cinema before waking up and explaining the story of the game, he has apparently won a lifetime supply of noodles and he hates their guts so much so that he pukes at the sight of them. So he goes to eat a burger only to be served noodles, with the waiter, who is the son of the owner of the joint, explaining that all foods are turning into noodles in a process called noodleization. PaRappa gets the idea to get his father's help to reverse this, as he is a genius inventor. In the meantime, we cut to PaRappa's father and Mr. Pothead, who is Sunny's father, explaining how the noodle syndicate is behind this noodleization. Papa PaRappa shows his new invention, which might have a chance to reverse this, but instead it shrinks the both of them. PaRappa and PJ return and starts to make love. I'm not joking, they actually do that in this segment, it's just heavily censored. After this, they accidentally shrink themselves, followed by Lammy and Katie, and apparently anyone else visiting them except whatever this thing is. After an intense rap battle, everyone returns to their normal size, and in the meanwhile, the Noodle Syndicate has declared war, so PaRappa and PJ gets drafted and undergo intense military training to prepare for war. Their first assignment is to stop an octopus barber from giving noodle haircuts to people, including Katie and Lammy, who explain that the octopus became weird after listening to a radio or something, and when it breaks down, everything returns to normal. They bring the machine to PaRappa's father, who finds out that there is a cartridge inside called food code, which if they modify, can change noodles back to their original form. PaRappa plays the game and wins, and now they launch a counterattack on the syndicate and discover their hideout, only to find out that the waiter from the beginning of the game was the head of the organization and is called Colonel Noodles. He explains that he ate burgers growing up and started to hate them because he ate them all the time, to the point where he had no friends and his mother became a burger as well. I mean, that's one way of putting the fact. But he likes noodles so much so that he wants the world to eat them with him. PaRappa then challenges him to a rap battle and defeats him, making him realize that what he's doing is wrong, and even convinces him to try new foods. Throughout these events, there's a subplot going on regarding PaRappa's maturity, how he wants to be a man for Sunny, and how he comes to accept himself, which takes us to the final rap where he entertains everyone, believing in his own identity. The game then ends with PaRappa explaining how he won a lifetime supply of cheese and how he hates it now. Then comes the anime, which serves as a prequel to the first game, with each episode having its own storyline independent from one another. He also does not say "I believe" like he says in-game, and only raps in the final episode. There's not much storyline to discuss in this 30-episode series, so it's best if you guys can watch it yourself, as the whole series is present on YouTube in, well, I don't know, like somebody uploaded it 11 years ago. Anyways, you guys can watch it. It has a really good opening theme song. Well, this is the best that I could do to see what PaRappa's lore is, and apparently there's nothing significant other than Lammy killing hundreds of people and going to hell, and PaRappa making out with PJ in the dining room while his father and Sunny's father are watching them. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.